Surprisingly, my first Monday Night War figure, an exclusive line for Wal-Mart of WWE Elite Mattel figures. We got the Rob Van Dam, sneaking a little ECW action into this line, despite it not being on Mondays. But this is Mr. Monday Night right here. So I want to open this one up, talk about the figure and his look. Also just a little bit about the Monday Night War line that you would think would be a dream come true for me, but there's some issues with it, I guess. Not an ECW symbol, but an older WWF symbol for Rob Van Dam. Explain that in a bit, and then the Build-A-Figure Disciple, which is what I'm really interested in with this wave. A whole new NWO member. That'll be awesome to put together. If we can find them all, which we'll talk about in a bit. We got the bio here. Name and statistics, Battle Creek, Michigan. And here we are explaining the 1997 run with Rob Van Dam joining his very famous tag team partner, Jerry the King Lawler, of course. They were doing a little bit of like ECW invasion stuff back then on the WWF Raw show. And he was kind of the turncoat against ECW. That way he got to wrestle on Raw, because he was saying he was kind of abandoning ECW for being too small time for him. But he only had a few matches there. Oh my god, the Disciple head. Really want that one for the collection. So really the hammer at home here, we got the Raw is War microphone instead of ECW, just to kind of further explain this is a WWF figure, I guess, technically. But we got the fist and the open hands and the old classic thumb for the pose. So we do have that, of course, but the head, we've got the older hairstyle, younger kind of face for him. No open mouth that a lot of them have been recently with Rob Van Dam, so if that's what you're looking for, this look for him pretty good. And then his attire that he did wear on Raw, but then this would probably be used on actual ECW as well. Kind of why I'm getting it more so over those Raw appearances, more just for old ECW appearance. Since I did get the tiger print one again, but he kind of had his more modern haircut there, you can see, and the open mouth. And then this attire did technically wear in ECW, but it was when he was already hired full-time a ways after this for the WWF. He just went back and wrestled some matches for ECW before it kind of ended up going out of business. So this is actually a better, older attire, you know, if you really want all ECW Rob Van Dam instead of him moving on full-time to the WWF, even though He'd been there, but it was just kind of maybe only 3 or 4 matches, maybe at the most. So I can kind of flash forward this one into the WWF kind of tail end part of my collection and keep this for the ECW older part. So the singlet, pretty awesome. It's got the pink fading into the colors down, just like the Rio one. Kind of simpler, but you know, classic RVD with the yin-yangs and kind of flame kind of stuff. Is kind of airbrushed singlets he would always wear. So a simple but pretty on brand all the way for him. But the issue is just kind of the weird boot situation here, that we have the boot here, and then this is just like leg, and they've just painted it black. It's not really the precise gear. Even the other tiger print figure just kind of has a big kick pad boot. Not a huge boot expert. If it looks fairly similar to me, I'm pretty reasonable for it, but this one is pretty lame with the just what's obviously supposed to be the skin tone, and they've just colored it black. Like, okay, so he just wore really big socks, or like, what's the deal? You really get under the knee pad here that you can see the transition spot there, that it's like painted, and of course then it's kind of not doing that well inside the joint. But it would typically be covered up by the knee pad. So I like the attire enough that you could kind of ignore the feet, put him in an ECW lineup for a collection. But I said this was the first Monday Night War figure I was able to get for a couple reasons. One is the first one that came up that I would actually want, because a lot of the first waves are in just kind of weird attires, like backstage kind of interview-ish attires I don't really care for. So I haven't been amazed by any of those. And also this one, able to get because nobody wants it. That's the only reason I would have been able to get it, because not able to get the Harlem Heat, just part of the wave. Obviously people want those, so I can't get it because it's a Walmart exclusive, so you either have to find it in your store, which is not really possible since they only have a few, and secondly, people probably don't want it because it's a poorly done attire with the boots and nothing too spectacular with it unless you were doing older ECW like I am, so I am picking up. Plus, it does have the incentive of the Disciple Build-A-Figure part with it. It's really the only things kind of motivating me to to get it, and I understand a lot of people probably don't give a crap about the Disciple and probably don't care about this Rob Van Dam figure. Which begs the question, why am I making a video about it? If nobody cares and nobody wants to watch it. Just consult the view count down below to see. See where I have wasted my time. But anyway, the Walmart website really must only stock like a few because it just sells out. If it's anything people want, it's gone immediately. And if not, like this one, it was there so long I was able to get it alongside the Rock that'll come later. So it's a pretty clear indicator. If you're able to order it, you probably should have just waited and got it on clearance. And if you're not able to get it, then you should get it because people want it. But you can't get it because that's why you couldn't get it, because you can't get it. So great job, Walmart exclusive. Really, of the bazillion Walmart stores in the United States, you'd think they'd be easy to find. But part of that might be because you do see like these later waves online way before the stores really start getting them. So you get kind of frustrated seeing other people finding the newer ones. And that's just kind of like more rarely occurring that the store is like getting the newest wave and stuff. So the online mentality isn't helping, you know, when you see people get them like, 6 months before you do. I don't know why that always is the case, but unfortunately I'm never able to get anything in a timely manner. Which again, consult the view count below to see the result of that I can't get it. I can't be the first person to get it because for whatever reason I'm cursed or whatever. So I'm just like you, that I can never get a hold of this crap. Not to take a negative spiral here, but not the greatest quality control on them either. And a lot of them are just kind of redos. So what should have been a dream line for me here is like, they're really like sputtering and making weird stuff that I wouldn't have even asked for, even though this is the exact time period that I collect exclusively. I only collect Monday Night War Mattel Elite, so I would assume you'll be seeing more of this line if I can find them. But I do all the other reviews of all the other figures I find along the way, and then you can check out my kind of collection videos of them, WWF and WCW, and a little bit of ECW. So if that's something you're interested in, hopefully I'll get to see you in the next video.